Hi, Craig.
Hi, Craig.
Hi, Craig.
Remember, anything that you say and do will be used against you at some point. I will get clips of you saying things out of context, just for funny moments to put on my soundboard later on.
But recorded.
Yeah, exactly. So to start off, as a GM, I like to get into the theatrics of things. So please, 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 please forgive me in how I start this campaign. A part of me thinks you will enjoy it. One of the things I want to say is thank you guys for joining, and we'll go ahead and get started. Oh my god, so loud.
That was way louder than the first song. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
100%. My bad.
The Four Pillars, a group of countries bound together by blood and paper, each with its own core values that all together lead up to their main principle, foundation. The southeastern pillar of Brynwald, valuing strength and courage, while Ascendos, the northeastern pillar, sees power in knowledge and wisdom. Towards the southwest, the pillar of tradition and belief holds strong in the country of Durakis. Finally, the pillar of freedom and choice, the northeastern empire of Trogdor, stands bold. Their foundation was weakened a measly 50 years prior, when Brynwald decided to use its strength against Trogdor, failing in its attempt. The treaty reinstated to strengthen its bonds once more. The Four Pillars is where our tale will be weaved and made whole with your actions and choices. With the treaty reintroduced, will this foundation hold? Or will the dark secrets hidden underneath finally be brought to light? As you all will venture forth through trials of your own making, scavenging through forests and jungles, dancing your way through ballrooms just to gather whatever information you can glean, a speck of truth. Fighting your way through beasts and monsters of all kinds, and maybe even a dungeon or two. All in the efforts to find the answers that you seek. Your stories will be etched into the world forever by the connections you make or the terrors you leave behind. Your marks will be made.
But first, let's draw back a moment to where our story truly begins. In the lands of Trogdor, in a port town named Asmore. It's morning in this bustling town. We hear the muffled murmurs of the people chattering behind the closed windows of this cozy room that we're in. With cemented walls painted in beige white, the scent of pastries float in the air, and a small piece of flora is placed in the corner just to add a little more color to the room. We see two people here, resting their heads after a long travel away from home. Ethan and Brendan. I'd like for one of you to please describe your character as you begin to wake in this comfy little spot that you were placed in. You've been here for 3 days.
Not it.
Damn, you're gonna do me like that? Alright, I see you. Aramis would be... He'd probably have himself propped up. This just about 6 foot, maybe 6'1", look kind of has the same skin tone similar to like a dark elf. Wears this kind of mask that clearly shows he's not... Clearly doesn't want his face to be seen. And looks pretty eldritch. Maybe even uncanny to those who gaze upon him. These lights, these dark orange lights that kind of shine out from the slits of where his eyes would be. He is wearing this regal, yet looks like something fit for those more that wish to lurk in the shadows. He carries a bow and across his back, as well as 2 daggers attached to each side of his hip. He is a rogue, assassin rogue to be specific. And his name is Aramis.
Aramis, you begin to stir awake. You breathe in, you breathe out, and again, the scent of pastries fill the air. As you were placed here for about 3 days by Rovan. No answers have been given, just telling you to be patient. And you look over to your side, and you see your little stout traveling companion, just barely waking up. Brendan, would you please describe your character?
All right, you would see a halfling that's like double bundled under some blankets. But strangely enough, he like kicked all the blankets all the way down. And so he's just kind of like plopped there, and you just see like drool protruding from his chin. But yeah, you see a halfling, honestly quite a young one, and probably in some like nobles or in some nice clothing, let's say, even when he's sleeping. His hair is probably very unruly right now because of the long journey it took to get here. And he just has some heavy eye bags and some huge stomach gurgles as he's stirring awake. And yeah, my dude's a cavalier fighter, and his name's Erner Hogwater.
Erner, you begin to wake up as well. And as you do, you rub the sleep from your eyes, and you make eye contact with Aramis, sleeping right beside you.
Someone slept well.
I could sleep some more, honestly. I didn't know the ship ride was going to be that long. I thought it was going to be like a few days or something.
You have a lot of drool
Oh,
running down the front of your shirt.
wipe it up. Thanks. Hey, at least I didn't drool on my scarf. And he's going to go and grab his long red scarf that Auntie Nedley knitted for him and just wrap it around himself. And then he's just gonna give his like hair some shakes and be like, I am so hungry. Do you think they have like some kind of like chicken or something downstairs that's been roasting for hopefully hours?
Possibly. Shall we go check then?
Yeah, let's go take a look. And Erner's gonna charge down.
You go ahead and open the doors, and you start running down the stairs. You guys are in a small inn known as the Happy Flower. You guys have been here for a couple of days, and as you go downstairs, you see sitting there at one of the tables with a small cup of coffee in his hands, an elfin man with bright white hair, kind of short and shaggy, light skin with a bright red eye, the other being covered by an eye patch, wearing a royal blue vest over a white long-sleeve shirt. He looks towards you. He smiles. Well then, it is nice to see that you're all awake. Do you have a nice rest?
Sure beats the ship.
That it has.
Do you have food at your table? Did you not finish do you have like some scraps or something?
Oh, I got food ready for you by all means. Come on, sit down, sit down. We're still waiting. My apologies.
I'm just gonna try and sneak some food.
You go to the table, and as you do, you see nothing but sweets, danishes, cakes, whatnot. You look behind the counter, and you just see a stout dwarf woman just in front of the oven, just baking, designing some cakes and stuff like that. You guys are in a small like cafe, essentially. That's also partially an inn.
Erna's just gonna quickly say, wow, these are so good.
Yes, and I even got your favorites here. And he slides over. What would Erner's favorite pastry be?
Probably like a nice like cinnamon roll.
Nice hot warm cinnamon roll. Placed right in front of you. The scent's hitting your nose.
Erna's just gonna start crying a little bit. And then he's gonna like sink down his scarf so he doesn't get it dirty, and then just like starts scarfing down, burning his tongue and the roof of his mouth, just like trying to inhale this cinnamon roll.
Now, Erna, it's recommend you drink a little bit of water first before.
Oh, it's okay. I've done this so many times before.
Yes, every single day since we've been here. That is correct. And he looks towards Aramis, and he slides over just a small little cup of black coffee. Straight espresso, bud. Straight espresso. For you?
Thanks.
Of course. Now, I believe they're drawing near. They said they were going to be here in about 3 days or so. Should be here soon, and then all your questions will be answered. And he looks towards Erner. Oh, by the way, your friend is outside as well. He's taken care of, I promise.
Oh, great. Perfect.
Now, with that being said, I do want to thank you both for taking me at my offer without even knowing me. I really do appreciate it. But then again, I guess you both really didn't have a choice now, did you?
Not really. I mean, I'm really wondering. I'm really hoping to find my aunt and bring her back home.
And I promise we'll put you in the right direction.
Perfect. And he's just gonna keep munching.
Oh, Arna, please calm down. We got to save some for the other people who will be with you, and my sister.
Oh, it'll be okay. I'm just a little halfling, so I won't eat that much.
I don't know about that. The bill the other day was quite extensive.
Oh yeah, well, I was like extra hungry the other day, but I'll calm it down for now. He's gonna put the second cinnamon roll back down.
He kind of gets up and stretches. Well, I believe we have some time to kill. Do you want to go for a quick run to? And he kind of just like taps on your stomach with your metal plate armor on. He's just like, would you like to go on a little jog? Work that out a little.
I think for the sake of the food on the table, it'd be in the best interest for me to leave and not continue to eat this if you want to save some for your sister and those people that are joining us. What did you have in mind?
He kind of looks at you, looks at Aramis. Before I answer, would you like to join? Get to see the town a little bit more. Stretch your legs.
I suppose why not?
A simple 10-mile jog would be fine. What do you think, Arner?
Wait, we're jogging?
Yes, we gotta go see the town. Too late, though. You already committed, so let's go. And then he pushes you out the door.
Oh, I don't like today.
As you leave the aroma of pastries, you guys begin to run around town, essentially. You see Rovan jogging with ease, not out of breath, saying hello to any passerbys that managed to catch his glance, saying hi to all the shopkeepers and the workers of the sorts. And as you're looking at the town, you see this town is more humble than the areas that you have always been in. This is more stone buildings, but also wooden cottages mixed in as well. Cobblestone roads that lead into empty dirt paths. You see, you get a sense of community in Asmore. People know one another. People trust each other here. And Rovan, he's kind of showing off a little bit as you guys are kind of struggling to keep up a little bit. He turns around, running backwards, keeping pace. And he just looks at you. It's quite a beautiful town, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, come on, Erna. We've only ran 2 miles. We still have 8 more to go.
I'm a halfling, and normally I get around on my horse, and he's like wiping up some tears and snot. I just woke up, and I only had 1 cinnamon roll. There's a lot of pressure to perform today with not a lot of resources.
You'll hold out just fine. And he looks towards your right, and you see your traveling companion running next to you, as Rovan forbidden you from riding him around town.
What a jerk.
And what does your riding companion look like? And their name?
You see a beautiful, young... I did not expect this question. You see a nice chestnut mare. That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yes. A young one that hasn't seen a lot of battle nor tournaments, but I guess one that kind of almost matches Erner's sort of like physical, I guess, appearance.
And what's their name?
chimera.
As you're talking to Rovan, he kind of digs into a little pouch that he has in his sides, and he takes out an apple, a bright, shiny red apple, and he tosses it to Chimera. And Chimera catches it. And as it's munching on it, it just gives you a side glance real quick, kind of being a little smug, as it runs a little bit ahead of you. And Rovan looks over. He really likes those apples. I think you should be wary of that.
I'm sure it won't come up again very often. And Erner's gonna tug on his scarf and just tighten it and try and keep up as best as he can.
He looks towards Aramis. And how about you, Aramis? How is it that you're holding on? You doing fine over there?
You would see Aramis is like no problem whatsoever. He's clearly I wouldn't say he's like anything like amazing, but he's in pretty good physical shape. I have no issues.
Beautiful. He looks at you. I could see that. A man who has been, let's say, very well trained. Good to see. I think you'll get along with my sister very well. He kind of just rolls his eyes when he says that. We're gonna go ahead and do our first rolls, you guys. And I'd like everybody, like you guys, specifically to roll an acrobatics check for me. To see how well you guys do on this 10-mile run that Rovan has put you on.
Oh, okay. I thought I rolled better than that. That's okay.
Especially with the plus
It
6.
still isn't bad though.
Yeah,
Yeah?
it's not horrible. It's still surprising, I'll say that. Well, I know better.
Oof.
Oh,
That cinnamon
man.
roll's hitting him.
Yeah, no kidding.
Everything is fine.
You guys make it to that 8-mile mark. And Rovan rolling a total of 19. Holding up pretty fucking good. Aramis, you are holding on. You actually, funny enough, begin to sweat a little bit. You're just like, oh, this is longer than I expected. Erner, like Rob said, that cinnamon roll is coming up.
Oh no.
You feel it burbling in your stomach until it eventually gets to your chest, and then you feel it in your throat. But you manage to keep it back as you finish up these last 2 miles.
Attaboy.
As you finally make it up back around, the townsfolk, you see an amalgamation of more human and half-elves than you do of any other lineages. But there is a variety of people here. And this town is beautiful. A lot of stone buildings, different kinds of architecture. You even saw a little market down the road. Rowan pointed out a little bit, thinking oh, we should definitely stop by there soon. And as you guys get back to in front of the inn, he stops abruptly, puts his hands on his hips, turns around. Oh, man. That was a little bit of a workout, was it not? And looks towards Erner.
I think I'm good for the year.
You held out well.
Thank you.
Make sure you keep up your training. He smiles. He looks towards Aramis. I saw you breaking the sweat there. But you kept your composure, so nicely done.
Yeah, I think his you get to see with his, obviously you can't see with his eyes, but the way his head's kind of tilted, he's just kind of looking at Erner. This man's is just may as well just be sweating out the fucking oh god, what's it? The icing for the cinnamon roll at that point.
For sure, for sure.
I feel like I'm getting picked on today.
I was say it's there's clearly a bit the way his head's tilted, he kind of cares.
In his own way.
Yeah,
Thanks for the care.
you're welcome, buddy.
Rovan slaps a hand on each of your guys' backs. He's like, okay, now that we've worked that out. He kind of looks up, and you see him kind of looking towards the direction of the sun. And he looks back down. They should be arriving any minute now. I think we killed a decent amount of time. But before they do, slaps you on the back. Well, we get you another one of those cinnamon rolls, Erner. And maybe some food later on.
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
And he pushes you guys inside the Happy Flower. And as the door closes, we go ahead and move over to a different scene. That of the shipping docks in Asmore. You hear people yelling and screaming at each other, directing people to move boxes towards one of the ships. Another one directing, telling them that, like, what the fuck are you even doing here? You're supposed to be over there. People just yelling and screaming at each other. And stepping out of one of the ships, we see two figures. One that full of life, maybe towards the end of it. Joking, by the way. And the other one on life. Rob and Andrew. Who's gonna go? No, who's gonna be nose goes and not go first?
All right, Rochambeau. Oh, but I have to trust you. Rollies.
Roll a d20. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Oh, yeah.
9.
There you go.
You win.
9.
You go first.
Hey. Yeah, sure. So, walking out the ship is Velerin, a half elf, or excuse me, a wood elf, kind of ashen, pale silver, almost like frostbitten hair. Skin is sallow, very like abnormally pale for a wood elf. You can see through the clothes. His skin is kind of like marred by stitches, almost like his limbs have been sewn back on. On his left hand, he has a thick leather glove that he wears. But sometimes when he's moving around, you can catch like a hint of metal underneath the glove. He is a druid.
As you're looking around, would you have your cloak over your hood over your head?
Yeah, we're coming off the ship into port. I would definitely have cloak pulled up and trying to stay as low profile as possible.
You do so, and as you're coming off of the ship, one person bumps into you. He's like, "What the fuck? Get the fuck out of the way!" And he kind of nudges you actually, as you see him carrying a box that he looks way too big for him to carry. You can tell he's not upset with you. He's just upset at the fact that he has to carry this big thing by himself, and he's just trying to get to the next place. Just bumps into you. He's like, "What the fuck?" And just looks at you. He catches your eye. He stops for a moment. Kind of left in awe at the moment.
Just gently tap him on the shoulder. "My mistake, friend. I will stay out of your way," and quickly look for Vim and try and get close to him.
Yeah, in contrast to the hooded figure of Valoran, so you see the light reflecting off his gray hairs. They're not all gray, but he definitely attracts notice, not just for the hair, but the figure he strikes. He's a relatively tall human, well dressed. He has a waistcoat, a tie on, and a long trench coat. And interestingly about the trench coat, the bottom of it, instead of just two, it's got a few slits across it. Probably makes it easier for him to run in it. Right now it's buttoned in the front, so you can't see anything underneath it. And it's a very distinctive figure. He makes himself known. People can't really miss him. Valoran, come on. So we got to get off the dock first. First off the dock. Come along.
There's many more people than we are used to.
No, cities are like this, even though this isn't a city. Docks are always like this. Come along. We'll go find a nice tavern, get a drink, get our land legs back underneath us, and figure our starting point.
Sounds like a plan.
So I'm going to do my best to pick my way through the crowd in a way that won't get us trampled by all of the workers.
I will say you, with your upbringing, you managed to peer way through the crowd without really bumping into anybody else again, leading Velerin through it. And you managed to get out of the dock area into the city proper. And you guys break out into an alleyway where you guys have a little bit of privacy before you guys continue to move forward.
Okay, now we can breathe. As much as it stinks here, it's better than the fish on the dock. Anyway, where was it that Geo had told me to start?
He just told you in Asmore.
So Geo, Did he have any contacts here in Esmore, as far as you're aware?
Not that he ever told me about. Have you ever been here before?
No, this is my first time over here in Chocolate.
Perhaps we find some sort of inn or something to go to?
Well, the local watering hole is always a good place to start. Alright, so Esmore is not a large town, you said?
It's a decent size. It's a decent
Okay.
size. A few thousand people live here.
What do you think, Valoran? Do you want to go to the sailors' bars, or do we want to go up into the city proper?
Start around here, I suppose. I could try and get some high ground and see what I can find, or we could go back into the crowd.
I don't think we should split up yet. It shouldn't be too dangerous for us. We'll just go find a bar. So, off into the main thoroughfare again to find us a place to get a drink.
So with that, I'd like both of you guys to roll me an investigation check.
First roll of the campaign, let's go.
That one.
Ay, yay.
Let's go.
We're getting them out of the way. That's fine. It's fine. 12. Okay. You guys start investigating through, and Vim, you managed to talk up some of the sailors, and you do happen to find a local bar that they all typically frequent. But it's at this moment, as you're talking to this person, you see Valoran being essentially pushed to the other side of the docks, as like people are just a swarm of people just manage to rush on through. As Valoran is trying to hide his features, he doesn't know the direction he is going, which is away from you at the moment.
Oh, yeah. No, excuse me.
Excuse
You
me,
got-
friend.
sorry,
I
sorry
need
about
to,
that?
and I dive into the crowd after him.
Oh, Vim.
You-
Oh, yeah. This is better. Maybe I stay closer to you. I think
Yeah,
I scared a
stay
child
with me.
over there. Okay, yeah.
We'll get out of here soon. Come on.
You look back, Vim. You are not in the same area that you were before. You didn't
Oh,
realize
fun.
how much movement was as you were moving around. And you notice that you are ways away from where you were told where that bar was.
Okay.
But
You know what?
you-
You know what, Valoran? I think you were right the first time. How about you go get a look up at the higher ground, and I'll stay down here and move my way through the streets.
I could also just be something smaller and stay with you.
If you would feel more comfortable that way, yeah.
Yeah, maybe this is a better idea, and I will wild shape into a weasel and just curl up
weasel.
around his neck.
Nice.
We
What
can get
color?
into a little. As cute as I would try and make it, it would definitely be like black with like kind of spectral eyes, like a little hollow.
Ooh, okay.
And
A
some, like,
Halloween
oddly
weasel, I like it.
elongated bones. Yeah. But just try and curl up under your hood.
I don't have a hood, but I do have a tall collar, so maybe you could like
Perfect.
wrap around it like a scarf.
Yeah. I'll stay on you.
All right. So, which way do I think I need to go?
You start, when all else fails, head north.
Couldn't hurt. All right. Off we go. See if I can find this another tavern around.
I'll say you start heading north, which is in the direction of this of the town proper. And as you're passing through, you know the crowds are more dispersed here. This time you see people just going about their days of just doing errands, to a point where you start to see beggars around asking for coin. You see people pull off to the sides of the road as a carriage is being driven through the town. In this carriage, you see people. You see about 4 people in a cage. One of them is just like, I didn't do it. He's just like, shut the fuck up. You did. There was proof. You were right there. How could you not? And like, you just see these people inside the cage talking amongst each other. And one of them is strictly or very visibly having like a panic attack of being inside this cage. Like, I didn't do it. I swear I didn't do it. Please, you gotta. And he's yelling towards the town, begging. He's just like, please, you gotta believe me. It wasn't me. And this is oddly familiar for you.
Yeah. Are they in uniform?
The ones driving the cart and they're
Yeah.
walking right next to it, yes, they are in uniforms. They're in a white and blue attire. Some of them are wearing some breastplates or metal pieces of armor, like pauldrons and everything, but some of them are just cloaked in just the same whites and blues.
Any knots? Any symbols of rank on any of them?
You see one of them actually has about two pendants on his chest plate, stuff, which is more than the others.
I will walk up and, excuse me, Captain.
He looks towards the rest of the troop and just puts his hand up. Halt! What is it, sir?
Not trying to disturb your business. Obviously, you're a busy man and your troop is doing good work, but this one's obvious. What did they do? Why are they so panicked?
He looks towards the back and he just looks at the 4 people that are in the carriage, and he says, some of them are just petty thieves. Some of them have hurt other people. The one that's panicking over there, he was charged for being an arsonist, lighting fires and flames.
And they're in transport to the prison?
We will be going towards the town square to state their charges. So later on, they will be put to death or other.
Understood. Could I have a word with him before he goes? He doesn't have to get out. He's been convicted.
He looks stern and displeased, but give me a persuasion check.
Okay.
I'm assuming I cannot assist him as a
God, I can't
tiny,
roll.
scary weasel.
No, not at all. 7. He looks at you. No, we have places to be, and you are disturbing us.
More question.
They start to slowly move.
Nearest pub, I need a drink.
As they're just continuing walking, he just points in a direction towards the northwest, and he says to go to the tavern called the Broad Chicken.
The Broad Chicken. I love it.
Hell yeah.
Which is relatively close to where they're heading. So,
All right. Thank you for your good work, and off I go.
you go ahead or make your way to the Broad Chicken, which is honestly such a beat down tavern. Tables are just being very bolted together. You could see the chairs have been repaired plenty of times. The leather on the seats have been worn and stained and just things you don't want to know about. And working behind the counter, you just see a owlin, short little owlin with white feathers, very broad chest. If you go behind, or if you go to the counter and you look behind, you see the floor behind the counter is lifted up to like a crazy height for him to walk around calmly, where people could still see him. As this guy is probably about 3 feet tall.
I love it. I whisper down to Lauren, do you want to change now and get a drink, or you want to just hang out?
Yeah, I'll just skitter down and kind of head outside and try and find an alley on Wild Shape and walk back in.
Honestly, easy to do so around this area. This area is not that great.
Cool.
It's towards the town center, but it's still a little bit out of the ways where it's like not the main place to go to get drinks. You get the idea that the town guard sent you to this area because like you seem like such a unlearned person of this area, doesn't want to deal with you, send you to the shittiest place.
Fair.
That was exactly what I was hoping for. Yes.
Walk back in. Oh,
Right.
good. Walk over to him.
Hey, come on. Let's go wet our whistle with something that isn't infested with salt water.
That sounds good.
Barkeep?
Nice change.
You call for the barkeep. He goes like "Bark," and then we're gonna go ahead and fade from that scene to another, that of a carriage, like completely covered in dark cloth. And as we look into the carriage, we see 2 more of our party members, Liz and Colleen. I need one of you guys to please describe your character, as you guys have been traveling for roughly about, say, 2.5 weeks in this carriage with your companion, your guide. Who would like to go first?
I will. I'm not gonna make Colleen go first. Are you kidding? She is the best. She is last. So, sitting back straight, shoulders back, very properly. Her arms are set in her lap. Her legs are not crossed, but her ankles are. She's sitting, looking straight forward. No interest in looking outside. She's looking dead straight at the person in front of her. Her eyes are fogged, as if the eyes of a dead person. They are fogged over. You can see that there was once color there, but now it's just a pale, pale, pale blue. She has a very, very minor smile on her lips. And you can only see it if you look close enough, but it is there. She is probably watching just everybody in the carriage without looking around, keeping her wits about her, very, very aware of everything going on. And she's wearing a lovely dress, one that you would probably think belonged to probably a noble, you'd think so. And with her stance, with how she's sitting, you'd believe her to be one, actually. Long, almost venti black hair cascades down her back and is so straight that you'd think it was silk on her head. But something about it looks brittle and hard. Like if you touched it, it would just snap. And she looks sickle, very, very sick. There's almost no red to her cheeks, no color to her skin. But she's very much alive and watching these people very, very closely. Anybody who could look at her would probably guess for her to be a witch, as witches are pretty obvious. And her name is Calamity. Calamity Anarchy.
And as you're looking straight forward, Calamity, you see the traveling companion that you were with, Vin. A lot of V names in this group. A woman adorned with long blonde hair, with a palish skin tone, with bright red eyes, and wearing almost like skin-tight leathers. Once you guys make eye contact, she smiles and just continues working on a little thing she's fiddling with. You just see a piece of thread in her hand, and she's kind of just fiddling with it in her palms.
Her expression doesn't change at the smile as she continues to just look straight forward.
As you look straight forward, you kind of see her eyes shift around in all directions for a moment till they land on your friend that is sitting next to you. Colleen, would you please describe your character?
If I have to, I guess.
Yeah, you kind of have to.
Hyacinth is probably staring out the window and like Calamity watching everything go by with like very obvious childlike interest, hugging her knees to her chest. She has dark hair that's in 2 long braids that have icy blue strands that peek out from under her white hat that she wears. That is a matching set with her white jumper. She has very rosy cheeks, red fingertips, very pale skin, and there's always frost somewhere on her, usually some in her hair, on her lashes, on her clothes. She has very bright eyes that are kind of like opals, and I feel like it could be obvious she's a cleric just because she very much has like that staff that I feel like is kind of a cliche for clerics. It's not at all a cleric staff, she just has one. But yeah.
All right. You manage to catch the glance of Vin as she looks in your direction, and she smiles at you.
Hyacinth very much tries to avoid her gaze at all costs, like breaking her neck to look the other direction.
Immediate turn. Vin notices that, and she kind of giggles to herself, and she looks back directly at Calamity.
Well, we are almost there. I bet you two are excited to see the town proper.
I am always excited to see living people.
Oh, well, if that isn't ominous at all. But I like it.
She kind of stops fiddling with the thread. And it's at this moment you start to hear the chatter of people starting to surround you. The wheels hitting cobblestone as it starts to get bumpy a little bit. Vin takes a deep breath.
We will be there soon. We'll be meeting your companions if they decided to work together. But knowing my brother, it's probably more than likely that he scared them off.
Well, I am very excited to meet them.
She smiles. And what about you, Hyacinth? Are you excited to meet some new friends?
Sure.
Sorry, dogs are going insane right now. You guys start to hear dogs barking down the alleyways as this is happening. Vin smiles and giggles a little bit more.
In any case, do you both like pastries? By chance.
Hyacinth's eyes very obviously get bigger.
Calamity, her smile inches just a little bit bigger, and she nods.
She looks towards Hyacinth as this happens.
Well, the place we're going to has the best pastries in town. I can assure you that, and you could get as much as you want.
But we don't really have much money.
Oh, you're correct. Well, then let's change that.
And you just see her put out her palms up, gesturing you both to do the same.
Calamity will slowly outreach an arm, and her fingers, which are kind of uncannily long, like uncurl.
Does Hyacinth do the same? Or does she keep her hands closed?
She probably waits a second watching Calamity, and then when she sees Calamity's pretty okay with this, she'll hold out her hand.
And quickly, she moves her hand slowly towards your hands. And then she flicks them for just a moment, and you just see a gleam of bright light for a second before you see a coin drop into your palms. You both have been given an electrum piece.
Oh, I do like a provider. And Calamity's gonna give her a sweet smile as her fingers curl back over and she brings her palm back to her lap.
She kind of puts her arms behind her back a little bit, kind of stretching.
I do nothing but provide, my dear.
She says that and she looks towards Hyacinth.
Don't worry, spend that however you please.
I mean, if you're sure.
I'm positive. We're going to be working together, are we not? What's mine is yours, is what they say. Unless I really like it, then it's all mine. Got it?
I think so.
Liz is dying.
I know.
Anyways, this conversation goes on for a little bit till eventually you guys stop. As you do, you are gestured to walk outside or to get out of the cart. And there you see the inn, the bakery that they were talking about before. And Vin just steps out. She looks at you both.
Let us go meet my brother. You ready?
Of course.
You guys walk in, open the doors. The smell of fresh pastries hitting your nostrils. Erner and Aramis, you guys hear the doors open, and you look over, and you see 3 figures walk through the door. And before you guys could have any thoughts, you see Rovan stand up. Just this,
oh, my dear sister. It's so nice to see you again. It took you fucking long enough. How I miss you.
and Vin smiles.
Oh, Rovan. You lying sack of shit. Sit your ass back down. We have to talk.
And you just see that brotherly and sisterly chemistry start to connect. They're both kind of just shooting small jabs at each other till eventually you are gathered together And Rovan walks up to Calamity and Hyacinth.
Well, you two must be the lovely ladies that my sister mentioned about.
And he puts his one hand behind his back, one hand out, gesturing for your hand, Calamity.
Calamity, with her hands, with the electrum still in one hand, the other one covering over her stomach, she'll look at him, and then after a moment, she'll reach out the hand that's not holding the electrum, put it on top of his, and do a small curtsy. And she'll say, "Yes, it is nice to meet you."
From that bow, he looks up.
You are as terrifying as you are beautiful as I've been told.
And he looks over towards Hyacinth.
And you, my dear, it's nice to finally meet you.
Yes, same to you.
Now, let me introduce you to people that are going to be part of the conversation, I believe.
And Vin kind of chimes in.
Did you not convince them? No, of course not. They wanted to talk a little bit first before we did. Doesn't that seem logical?
And they just begin bickering to the point where they're arguing with each other, and then you four are left together to just awkwardly stand next to each other or talk.
Calamity is going to turn towards Hyacinth, and she'll say, "Reminds me of us when we were younger."
I don't think I ever used that harsh language with you.
No, never. You never did.
If we were having to beep every single curse or slang that they were using, it would just be a constant beep throughout the whole conversation. Anyways, continue.
I don't even think I know some of those words.
Don't add them to your vocabulary, my dear.
Alright then, so that's bad. Although you've said some bad ones before.
What can I say? Sometimes people need to be damned.
Renner and Aramis, what are you guys doing as this bickering is happening?
Ernest is just gonna offer, like, whatever pastries are in front of him to, like, he's just gonna walk around and just offer it to the newcomers. And if he gets ignored, he just goes to the next person.
What pastries are you offering?
True.
He's brought a plate full of assorted pastries. Probably some like tarts or something. Possibly some muffins or cupcakes. He just like lifts it above to you.
Calamity's gonna turn towards Hyacinth, but she won't say it, but she'll gesture in a way that's like asking, like, "Do you want one?"
Hyacinth very much is looking at all of them and trying to figure out which one to take.
Take all of them.
One of each.
I mean, if you're offering, I wouldn't say no.
Well, that guy's paying for it, so.
Calamity, do you want one?
Oh, my dear, you know I can't eat.
They'll ask, it's polite.
It is. I would love one. And then she'll take probably a tart, whatever the smallest thing on the plate is. Although the second it touches her fingers, it rots slowly, like an infection. It starts from where her fingertips hit it, and it just molds instantly. Oh.
Whoa! What happened? What happened to that tart?
Just a little extra flavor. Would you like some?
Nah, I think I'm okay. Thanks though. He's gonna take a couple steps back.
Hyacinth is taking one of everything while this is going on.
Calamity's gonna take the molded one and lean over very lengthily. Despite him taking a step back, she doesn't even really need to reach that far, and set it back down on an empty space on the tray. Making sure it doesn't touch any of the other ones, but setting it down.
That's cool. That's I guess. Okay. And he's gonna walk back towards the table.
Aramis, what were you doing, buddy, during this whole altercation?
I think before, because he was kind of watching the two siblings bicker, which for him is very unusual. I guess maybe more so for his case. He kind of turned to kind of look at the other two, and is clearly taking mental note, of course, as to the molding of the food through touch, just like decay. He's not really saying too much, just observing.
Okay. The bickering begins to die down, and finally, the siblings have reached a conclusion of sorts, it seems. And you see Rovan just walk a couple steps back and just shushes her away, and Vin just smiles, flips him the bird, looks towards Hyacinth and Calamity. I will see you both later. I need to go and take care of a couple things before we start this meeting, I guess. Looks towards Rovan, glances back at you. He'll take care of you, believe me. And if he doesn't, just let me know. She gives you guys a wink.
Calamity. She gives her a smile, but there's a couple of pointy teeth sticking out of it.
And she walks out the door. Rovan looks back at you both. Well, did you guys introduce each other yet, or no?
Well, I offered pastries, and now one of them's moldy on my plate, and that was my attempt of introducing myself. I'm not used to introductions, really.
Calamity is gonna look at Rovan, and she's gonna be like, well, we are dragged out here by your sister, and we are expected to introduce ourselves. I feel that falls on you and your sister's responsibility. No.
He's looking at you and he just... You're correct. My apologies, madam. Let me rectify that.
Calamity just gives him a smile and a nod.
And he points towards the halfling folk. This gentleman here is named Erna Hogwater. A very fine and strong fighter.
Hello.
Your camera dude is working wonders for me. And then he points towards Aramis. And this fine fellow over here, this elegant man. His name is Aramis. He's such a sweetheart, believe me. Such a talkative fellow. Just kind of shoots a quick sideways glance at you, Aramis.
Actually, no. I think you'll see is the way he kind of moves. Like before, if anybody stares directly at him with his mask, kind of you get this. There'd be a bit of a chill, kind of like this like uncanny valley kind of feeling. Just like it just like something about him's just kind of wrong. And the way he moves seems as though it's also like nobody should really move like that. As he slowly bows.
Now, and he looks towards you, Calamity. Now that I have reintroduced these fine gentlemen, would you like me to do the same for you? I know about you both pretty well.
I'd be very interested in knowing what you'll say about. Please, go ahead.
He kind of shifts around the table, the other side to now he's on your side, Calamity and Hyacinth. And he kind of bows towards the gentleman and he just gestures towards Calamity. This here is Calamity Anarchy. She is a very fine and pristine woman. Would you both not say?
I'd say so. I suppose. I'm still a little bit flustered about the whole molding of this tart, and figuring out what I should really do with it now that it is on my plate.
Don't touch it. That's a bad idea.
Oh, okay. Well, what if I already touched it?
Liz? What happens, Liz?
It's just Moldy. Yeah, I'm gonna recon because I don't want anything bad to happen to my new friend. So
Nope.
happens.
No,
yet.
kill Erner.
For now, nothing happens.
Fuck it. New character
Let's
every
go.
session.
Roll it up.
The horse.
Roll up a new character right now.
God damn it! Now I have to go find somebody else to go make my money. Fucking damn it, Liz!
No. So for
You
my
killed my
sake,
you killed my meal ticket.
for my sake, what does that do, Liz?
I would say realistically, it probably doesn't do much other than when you if you touch it with your bare hands, it burns your skin a little bit. So
Okay.
I would recommend, like, it's such a mild burn, you probably wouldn't notice at first, but hold it longer than I'd say 15 or 20 seconds, you'd start to notice. And if he dropped the whatever the fuck she picked up, because I don't remember anymore.
It was a little
It was
tart.
a tart.
Oh, a tart. If you drop it, you'd see that your fingers, like where your hand was being touched by it, is kind of turning a gross, sickly green purple. Almost like you're bruised, but it's starting to spread. But the second you drop it, your skin starts to turn back to normal because you haven't held it long enough.
Erna is scared and intrigued.
Calamity will apologize and she'll say, I will take that if it truly bothers anyone else.
Oh, I'm not bothered. I just wasn't expecting that. But I think that's pretty cool.
Thank you. She'll give him another toothy smile.
Rovon's like, oh, Calamity, nonsense. There is nothing wrong with this. And you see him grab it with his left hand, and he consumes it. It is a little spicy, I'll say, but fine nonetheless. Nice touch, my dear.
Calamity's eyes narrow. Oh, not enough for anybody who's not looking at her to notice, but Hyacinth would definitely notice the change in her demeanor. And Calamity would just, if you want any more, simply let me know.
You're offering me a service now. I am touched.
I'd love to see how long you can last with them.
And you see Rovon's demeanor kind of change. Believe me, my dear, you wouldn't believe it. And then you see his demeanor changes back, and now he extends his arms out. And this lovely young woman is Hyacinth. Clearly a lover of pastries. Am I correct?
She's literally like eating them as this is going on.
Yes, they're very good.
Now that we all know each other, we got some time to kill. So why don't we go do that? Let's go shopping. And you see him quickly. He's like, would you mind packing up these pastries? We'll be back soon, I promise. And you see the dwarf lady behind the counter just wave a hand. And Rovon quickly ushers you guys out.
As he's being ushered out, Erner's going to like sweep his plate into his mouth and and just crumb everywhere. Like, oh, Coral, go.
Why didn't you just carry them? Why'd you shove them in your mouth?
Of course, urgency. And he just starts choking.
You can eat while you walk.
No, well, earlier they made me run, and I don't know if we're gonna do any running right now, but I really don't want to be carrying pastries because I know I'm gonna drop them.
Valid.
I can't drop them if they're in my mouth.
Valid.
Big brain.
Got the point.
the check.
And you guys get ushered into town, going down to different parts of the town itself, doing a little bit of shopping. And you see Rovon mentioning it's a whole shopping montage. Rovon's doing more of the shopping than you guys are, I would say. But you guys are getting to know the town a little bit better. And as the murmurs of the crowd begin to envelop this area, we start to go over to a different setting, a place that's a little bit quieter. Andy, low embers burn as you step away from your bedding in the streets. You see the town folks walking about, some greeting you, while others give you a wide berth. This is nothing new, as you've been in this town for quite a while. As you are walking around, heading towards the market area to sell some of your wares again, or your services, please describe your character.
All right. You see a pretty well-built, dark-haired guy with, I'd say, like darkish robes with kind of like a greenish vest. He carries a staff with a lantern hanging off of it that has a green flame. He wears a stone beaded bracelet around his wrist with a steely, determined look on his face. He has a like kind of slight glow to him that Asimars do. He is a warlock, and his name is Osiri.
Osiri, you start walking around town, going down the same path that you always take to the marketplace. As you like to sell your tinctures, what would be the first place you would go to?
I'd probably go to the general store where I often sell salves to that I make from herbs.
As you make your way through, again, some people greet you warily, but some with a heartfelt smile, some of them believing in the rumors and the stories that they have heard about the ferryman.
When I pass the townsfolk who are giving me greetings, I'll just do a little bow to them back. Keep walking.
You do so until eventually you get to the general store. You see the sign above. This kind of rickety building, you kind of tell that it's been through a lot. A lot of weather, a lot of different storms and whatnot. Not really great upkeep, but it's one of the very few places that welcomes you and your tonics and tinctures. It's called the Lucky's Foot. You step in and the smell is very musky, very strong, of just different herbs just lined against the walls and everything. And behind the counter, you see a very thin man with like circle glasses, hair kind of trying to keep his hair slicked back, but you just see one strand falling off the front of his head. And you know this person as Eric Stonehand.
Eric, good day. And I start to take a piece of parchment out of my bag. A piece of parchment has a prayer in Celestial in it. And then I hand it to him and I say, "This is for your friend's wife who husband fell in battle. It should bring her peace in the night."
He looks up a little flustered and is like, "Oh, Siri, thank you, sorry." And you could tell that he was dotting off, as there's not really any other customers here at the moment. So he decided to take a little bit of a break. He's like, and he looks at the parchment. Thank you, Siri. There definitely needs some words of praise and prayer.
I always am glad to perform the duties of my patron Kelv.
And you see him kind of just do a bow, and you kind of just see the earth starts to shake. Bottles and everything just begins to rattle all over the place. Oh, he's switching headsets. Ooh. Homie's got a backup.
It's going full gamer mode.
100%. He's locking in.
Yeah, he's always got backups. I love Andy. He's like my best friend. He's clumsy sometimes. I know he can hear me too. So he always keeps backups. He knows who he is.
Testing 1, 2.
Yep, we can hear you.
Awesome.
The rattling begins to subside. The bottles begin around that are lining the walls, just set in place after the shaking stops. And Eric is just like, "Oh man, I haven't had one of those in a while." Anyways, what were we talking about again?
Oh, we were just talking about, service to my lord Kelv, or Clev.
Kelv.
not a very good follower, I guess. But
But in any sense, he bows his head, and then as he bows a little bit towards you, you see a pendant drop from his behind his shirt, and you just see the symbol of Kelv. Not many followers here in Asmore or in Trogdor in general, but there are a few.
now, do you have any need for a restock of supplies, my friend?
If it's by your grace, I'd be more than happy to take some of this stuff off your hands.
And I give him herbs, and I say, don't worry about for payment. You know, you give more than enough to me as it is.
No, my friend. It's just you are on the journey to something higher than myself. It'd be my honor to give you something in return. And he slides over a bag. Think of it as a donation to your journeys along.
I take it, and I, with a heartfelt look in my face, say, thank you, my friend. I've really, your kinship has meant a lot to me these past 2 long years.
And as you say 2 long years, you glance at your staff. At the very end is the lantern. And the flames that were once very dim grow a little bit brighter for a moment before they go back into this soft state.
I breathe in, and I say, not everyone can see it, but there's more activity in this lantern than I've seen in years. I know my time to leave is soon to come.
And you didn't even want to take the money? Come on, you're gonna need that anywhere you go. He laughs as well.
That is true, Eric. That is true. All right, and I take his package and I say, but I do want to make the rounds one last time before I make my leave, so I must be going, my friend.
He gestures towards the door. Then be with you, ferryman. It was a pleasure.
I take his package and head out the door.
Cool. You go ahead and you take the package. As you walk a little ways away, you open the pack just a little bit, and you know that there is 25 gold pieces in there.
Freaking sweet.
You begin to make the rounds, people welcoming you and gesturing towards you. People, some you see, very few, maybe 1 or 2 people just bow to you as you walk past down some of the corridors and alleyways of Asmore. Some beggars along the streets asking for coin. Some require, or some looking in pain, but are just going about their lives. Till eventually, you find yourself along the center of town. And as you do, you see a familiar image of people being lined up in the center of the streets here. Chained up, arms and legs, lined up, surrounded by guards.
I walk up to the guards and get attention of the lead guard and just simply ask, may I read them their rights as they pass?
Ah, Siri. It's nice to see you again. I would be greatly honored. We were going to go search for you, actually.
Awesome. Or I say, very well. Awesome. Very well. And I go over and assume just kind of a position beside I'm assuming it's like gallows or something. Or a line of gentlemen.
No, honestly, it's just on the streets themselves.
Okay.
Where the guardsmen begin to list their crimes, yelling at the top of their lungs to the townsfolk around. You see some people gathering and just looking at this crowd as their charges are being named. You see some of them are just standing strong, just being like, I don't care, I don't give a fuck about what I did, you know? Fuck you guys. And some of them are just bawling their eyes out, just crying, saying, it wasn't me, I swear it wasn't me. Dropping to his knees at one point. And then the lead guardsman looks towards you. Please, if you wouldn't mind reading the rights.
Then I speak softly in first half of the rights is in celestial and the second half is in abyssal. Then once I complete the prayer, I nod to the captain.
He nods back to you. Thank you for your services, Osiri. Till next time.
I begin to walk away.
You begin to walk away. And then this is the moment where our story begins to thread together. As Rovan is taking Hyacinth, Erner, Calamity, and Aramis along. Through the stores, you see Rovan telling you guys to wait just a moment as he has like a couple bags under like being held on his arms as he just goes into another store. The four of you are just like, this fucking guy, as he goes into another store, and you just wait for him outside in this marketplace. You guys hear these prisoners' rights being told to. Vim and Velerin. You guys step outside with ales in hand as you start to see the same people, the same four people who are being carted away, lined up, being read their rights at this final moment before they are led away. And if you guys could do me a favor, what are your guys' passive perceptions?
18.
15.
Oh, 22.
Yeah,
God
there's
damn.
Aramis. There's Aramis.
You're welcome.
Passive
Yeah.
perception. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's my passive.
11.
Holy shit.
I was so
I
proud
love
to be
it.
above a 12.
11.
I don't even want to say it anymore.
No, you can say it. No, please do.
I'm alright. I'm good.
Please.
It'll
Twin.
make him feel better.
Twin.
That was the whole reason. That was the whole reason.
Twin, I have the eyes, you have the really cool, I'm gonna turn people into dust kind of power, okay? Like, you have the
Yeah,
cooler power of the
spicy
two,
mold,
alright? I'm just
so-
saying. Come on.
Alright, 16,
Icy
16.
mo.
There you go, there you
See,
go.
look at
You
that.
got me, Quinn, you got
See,
me.
it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
No, that's
doing
pretty good.
Hyacinth?
I
You're
think
muted.
Colleen's playing
Oh, she left like an hour ago.
Farmville.
I wish. Hyacinth is 15.
15, okay. So I would say that Calamity and Vim, as the prisoners are being collected together, you, Vim, having a tankard in your hand, Calamity, you standing right next to Hyacinth, you look over, you kind of do a sideways glance, Calamity, and you start to see a shift in the body movements of one of the prisoners. Aramis, you see the same shift in body structure of one of the prisoners. But what you notice more than the others is a single horn protruding out with a red gem sticking at the end of it. And you see him, this form, the skin begins to dissolve into a black ichor. And you hear the screams of, "I didn't do it!" As you see the form begin to change and erupt into this dark ichor humanoid figure, kind of hunched over with with elongated arms. And you see the hand stick through one of the guards and release out. The body falls to the floor, and you see the body of the guard begin to turn into the same black ichor, beginning to disperse into four little spherical blobs of ichor that legs begin to protrude out of, and the same singular horn begins to stick out. It turns around towards the crowd and begins to lunge. And that's where we're gonna go take a break before we continue with anything else.
Damn, I was gonna say.
So, everybody back. We're all good. So, for Vim and Velerin, the tavern that you guys were a part of was actually right here on this side where I'm pinging right now.
Oh, like right there.
Yeah. Calamity, Hyacinth, Aramis, and Erner, you guys would be on this side of the market area.
And hold on, which was the one that guy that was changing? Because he'd have to obviously be. Oh god.
The guy that was changing, I would say, is actually. Sorry, I got them switched up. Boop, boop, boop.
That guy.
This
Okay.
guy. And go ahead and roll initiative. Now, as all this begins to happen, you start to see the little spheres of dark ichor begin to run and spread out throughout the town. Oh no, someone's casting some AoE.
Nah, don't worry about that.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain, please.
How do I hide this? There we go.
Nope, I can still see it.
God damn it.
I can't anymore, but he can.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. You begin to see these little creatures, these little spherical things of dark ichor begin to pop out of the body that was just impaled and begin to run towards the townsfolk. And you see one of them goes in, you see them embed themselves into the chest of one of the dwarves that was just a simple bystander. And it just goes, you see it like burst, as well as two more of these things burst from the man. This guy's dead too. But top of the round, it's going to be Erner. What would you like to do?
Erner's on Chimera right now, so he's going to charge and try and. So sorry, the dwarf, and I don't know how to ping. I for some reason turned 60 and I don't know how to use technology. Okay, great.
You just click and hold.
Click. Oh.
Left click and hold.
This person is not yet harmed, right?
No, not yet. No.
Okay, perfect. So my turn will consist of Erna trying to throw her on the back of Chimera and try and ride away.
Oh, okay, interesting. So you're trying to move them along. So this lady is frozen in fear and is terrified, but you managed to grab her and pull her onto your steed and stuff.
He's just going to try and he's going to understand that she's in fear and just be like, don't worry, there's pastry still, and charge away. So I'll probably take an opportunity attack, I guess, from this one.
No, from the small one, no. You were still a decent amount away, and since it was forced movement, there was no attacks of opportunity on this woman as you leave melee range.
Right. Oh, okay. So my riding horse has 60 feet of movement, so I'm just gonna ride to basically back here, because I'm assuming this is like some sort of gate where she could just leave.
Yes.
So I'll do that. That's my turn.
Okay. Next, it's gonna be Calamity.
She's gonna just kind of a little laugh under her breath, looking at the big guy, and then with a click of her tongue, she's going to cast Krail's maggot.
Okay, so go ahead and make an attack roll.
Where did it go? There it is. Oh no, only a 10. I'm so angry.
So, as you're casting Krill's maggot, how does it look like as you cast this spell?
When she goes like this, she runs a gloved finger across her lip because she has put her gloves on at this point. And then anybody looking at her would see something moving underneath her glove and then moving down from her arm up from underneath. And then probably about a 3-inch long centipede comes out, and then it runs back up to her finger into her mouth. And then she clicks her tongue, and that's it.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
And as you attempt to cast this spell on this creature, this demon creature, you see it begin to just move its head, shaking left and right. It just looks at you. It just growls in your direction and just breaks the chains that were surrounding his wrist. Is there anything else you want to do?
Can my centipede come back safely?
Yeah.
Okay. The 10 didn't hit, so I want my baby back.
No.
Okay.
He comes crawling back for you.
Okay. Then... nope, that'll be it for her turn.
All right. At the end of your turn, it is the creature's turn. As it breaks the chains off of its wrists, you see it begin to move towards, decides to claw the guard right next to him as well. And that hits. You see this creature slash against the chest, breaking through the metal plating of his armor, and blood begins to spurt out. And you see him dig his face into the chest of this human, of this guard. And the horn protrudes inside the chest first. And you just start to see the eyes of this human glow a bright red, till eventually the guy itself begins to grow a horn at the top of his head. And you see a red glow. as the skin begins to deteriorate off and another creature of the same make appears before you. And as this happens, this one just moves its way towards the crowd. And this one moves towards 5, 10, 15, 20, 20. Its way towards this way over here. Only taking their movements right now at the moment.
Does that
that's
guard not get to attack it through an attack of opportunity?
Oh, thank you for reminding me. Thank you. It does. It's a good call because I was in nat 20.
Oh,
Yeah. You see this guard like immediately frozen of what's happening at the moment, but quickly collects themselves, takes out their blade, and slashes into this creature as it moves away. And it takes 15 points of damage. Oh, fuck.
Nice.
That's going to be the end of their turns. All right, so Aramis, it's your turn.
Cool. How high up are these buildings here?
They're about maybe 20 feet tall from
Cool.
just the edge of the roof.
Move up to about here. With swiftness, we'll take out his longbow, immediately pulling out an arrow. Take aim. 19.
19 definitely hits.
Let's loose. 5 damage.
5 damage. Nice.
Oh, I don't know. I don't have advantage. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's all I can do right now. Yep, that's it.
Okay,
So
no
that's it.
bonuses?
I have nothing else I can do. Yeah.
Okay. Now it's going to go ahead and begin with the little creatures. It's turn. They begin to move up different people. So for the people that matter in this combat, which is Calamity and Hyacinth, these two little things are going to be attacking you.
The people who matter. I mean,
True.
He's not wrong.
Calamity, I'm assuming 11 doesn't hit you, right?
No.
And for Hyacinth, does a 14 hit you?
No.
14 doesn't hit you? Oh,
My
man.
AC is 15.
Damn. Nice. It's that this moment where these little dark spheres of dark ichor begin to lunge at you. And as one begins to try to clamp on towards Calamity, you quickly kind of just dance away as Luffy just blocks this thing. And Hyacinth, you kind of just duck and dodge out of the way as this thing just lunges its way towards you. Jumping past you, but quickly circling back around. This guy, honestly, these people are not doing too well, but they're holding off as much as they can at the moment. Velerin, it's now your turn.
Look at Vim. Is this something you think we should get involved in?
yes, absolutely.
Okay. Now we'll look over towards. You can see where this box is, right, Chris?
Yeah.
This would hit those 3, right?
Yeah, I would say those 3. I'll allow it.
Yeah, we get them without getting Calamity and Hyacinth. And I'll
Okay.
cast Entangle.
Entangle. All right. What kind of save do they need to make?
13 strength, I think.
Their strength is
athletics, yeah.
an athletics.
Yep.
Well, definitely no proficiency in that, and it's a -2, so this is great.
Oh yeah.
They rolled a 4, so they got
There
a
we
2.
go. Nice.
Nice.
So yeah, they are restrained.
So they are restrained. They are not moving. You see, what does it look like as your entangle takes form?
It's like black thorny vines start to sprout up through like the sewer grate and the cracks in the ground. Long protruding spikes on them, and they kind of wrap around the creatures and just pin them to the sidewalk. And that area will be difficult terrain. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I love the positioning of the box.
Mm-hmm. Definitely makes a choke point for sure, if anything.
Mhm.
All right, anything else, Valoran?
Nope, that's it.
All right, Hyacinth, it is now your turn.
Alright. I am going to cast guidance on Calamity.
Okay, so D4. Okay.
And I'm pretty sure I can move, or, I mean, if they get an attack opportunity, I don't care. But I'm just gonna move behind Calamity.
You move just fine. All right, anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, Vim, it is now your turn.
Okay, so we've got ugly number 1 and ugly number 2, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. So the first thing he'll do is he'll back out this way a little bit and get away from everybody. And then I'll holler out, Hey, over here. You leave them alone. And I will go ahead and pull out what you guys would recognize as a revolver, but your characters have never seen anything like this. And let one shot off. 22 to hit.
Damn, yeah. And 8 damage.
8 damage. And then for my bonus action, I will cast Compelled Duel. So it's a DC 13, I believe, Wisdom save.
Okay, not bad. There might be hope. 13 on the die with a +1. So 14.
All right, he saves.
You, so as you fire, a loud echoing noise just shatters through the alleyways here and through this marketplace, kind of going above of all the screaming. Valoran, you standing right next to this, your eyes begin to flicker for a second, but you quickly collect yourself. And as you fire on this creature, you just see the same impact happen in this creature that you saw back in your hometown, where the shot completely destroys a portion of this body and it quickly begins to form back together again.
And then I'm just gonna yell, "Everybody get out of here!" And that's my turn.
Okay. Sounds good. Osiri, you are up. Erner, you're up next.
All right.
Afterward.
Probably move about there. And then I'm going to cast Toll the Dead on this one.
Okay, sounds good.
Must succeed on a wisdom saving throw, yes.
Okay, so it rolled a 13 total.
My DC is 13.
So it meets it, beats it.
Shit.
How does this sound though? Like, or how does this look like as you cast this spell?
So I just raise up my lantern. It starts to flare a bit, and then I raise my other hand up, and it just like kind of looks like almost like a force shoots out from my hand. It's not like Eldritch Blast kind of force, just kind of like a gust of wind. And it obviously fizzles out on the creature.
Yeah, you begin to see the flame ignite just a little bit brighter, and just the color of it begins to go down the staff through your body and your arms and directed toward this creature, but it doesn't make purchase. Is there anything else you want to do for your turn?
I don't think so. No, that'll be my turn.
All right, so top of the round, it's the civilian's turn before Erner hits. You start to see the prisoners that were once held, take the time and the opportunity to run away. This one cannot move. He is also entangled since he failed the save.
Not bad.
Oof, that's rough, buddy.
I was worried about Pointy Hat Guy too.
Yeah, he might be stuck.
Yeah, he's not going to be doing great. This one actually begins to charge towards the creature as well. I would say makes a swing, because these guards aren't just here for nothing, and fails miserably. You see them swipe the blade, but the creature just bounces away off of it, directing its attention towards it. That one just shoulder checks the guard, and this one just also tries to hit the creature. And fails miserably again. Wow, I'm rolling bad. I need to use a different d20. Anyways. I'm going to go ahead and move people around, but Erner, by all means, please go ahead and start your turn.
I'm gonna try and go on a rescue mission here. Are all of the civilians like going to be moved, or is there anybody that is kind of in a bad place that can't really get out of it? Like, can Erner see that?
You start to see bodies begin to drop. And the ones that are particularly in a bad position that you could possibly try to help out is this one here and this guy as well.
Okay, I could get here, and I'm going to double my movement. Sprint?
Dash.
Dash, yeah, thank you. I'm going to dash, get another 60, 40. I'm going to action surge and try and grab one of these two people. Whoever
Take your
I
pick,
can.
man, left or right.
Oh, God, you're going to make me choose.
Yes,
You got
sir.
Pointy Hat and what does this token look like? Old woman.
Sorry, Granny.
Oh, the Pointy Hat.
You gotta save your fellow granny, dude.
That's true. This is a hard choice, guys. All right, back off. I'm gonna go for Pointy Hat because there's 2 surrounding him, so the likelihood of him escaping is like probably fewer, I'd say. And then I still have 20 movement, so I'm gonna move 20 feet away with Pointy Hat, and then that's my turn. He's just gonna throw him on Chimera and be like, "Just run!"
Pointy Hat gets like it's just on Chimera. She's like, oh, thank you. And you see the legs, just punctured from the vines, and then also his clothing being torn apart as he was fending off the creatures around him. All right, it is now Calamity's turn.
Yay. She is. Where is? Yeah, she'll go ahead with poison spray for the one directly in front of her. So what would it be? Is it a cone?
Mm-hmm. If you want to move, you could probably angle it in a way where you could get all 3.
Maybe. Let me see. Because it's a 30-foot range.
God damn.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you could probably be on the edge of here and just aim it towards this direction.
All right. Then she's gonna come over here and do poison spray. So it'll be all 3 of those guys.
All 4.
All 4 of those guys. Apologies. I'm not hitting shit. What the fuck? I'm so mad.
Damn, this thing is not rolling well for you.
It was on the 15 and then it slowly went boop to the 5. I'm so mad.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm just mad. All right,
Your time will come.
5, 10,
Your
15.
time will come.
Oh wait, didn't I have guidance? What does that do?
Oh,
Add
you
the
can add
D4
a
to the roll.
D4.
That help?
Potentially.
Fuck it. A 2. Nah, they don't do shit. All right, whatever. That'll be it. I'm not doing nothing.
All right.
This game.
All right, Aramis. Oh, I'm sorry. No, actually, it's the
Yep,
big guy's
monster.
turn. That is my
Yep.
bad. Yeah.
That's fine. Go ahead.
Oh, man. Vim,
Yes.
your compel duel did not work. You got its attention.
Okay.
So it's going to go ahead and run immediately towards you.
Bring it.
And it gets multiple opportunity attacks, which Valoran, you'll also get to make as well.
Let's go.
Nice.
This guy's getting beat up, and he does not care. All right, Vel, what you got?
18 to hit.
18, it definitely hits this guy.
9 damage.
Not
Nice.
Ooh,
Max
jeez.
damage.
Let's go.
What are you hitting him with? The scimitar?
Yeah.
Nice. How does the slash look like as you're delving into this guy?
Just quickly unsheath it and try and cut him like right behind the knees as he's running.
You take out the blade with your metallic arm, and you just hear metal on metal for a moment, and then you just slice on through, hitting flesh. But this guy is going to go ahead and attack you, Vin. The first strike going to be 17.
Hits.
Okay. And with that, I'm going to need you to make a Constitution save for me.
Oh, okay. 10?
Fails. So 5 points of slashing damage
Okay.
and 8 points of poison damage. As when you get slashed into this by this creature, it delves its palms or its claws into your shoulders, and you start to feel the ichor begin to seep into your bloodstream.
He kind of just... It looks familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah, very familiar.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna do my best to push it off of me, but yeah. Get ready for what's coming up next.
All right. Oh, it's gonna go swing again at you
Okay.
with multi-attack,
Yeah.
and that's a 17. I need you to make another con save.
Okay. Come on. It was right there. Oh, so close.
6 points of slashing damage
All right.
and only 4 points of poison damage as it delves its other hand into your shoulder, on your other shoulder, essentially holding you in place as it's looking at you. You see the giant maw, and as it opens its mouth, you see the sharp teeth almost about to consume you.
Yeah. He kind of brushes the first one off, but then the second one, when it gets into the shoulder, he's like, and he's breathing really heavy, and there's a little bit of panic on his face. He didn't expect it to charge actually at him when he didn't feel the spell take effect.
And
Okay.
this one goes in, and this one is just wrecking havoc amongst these two. What you notice is this is the one that was originally, or not the original. This creature does not take another form. And Vim, you notice this as well. this person goes down, but it doesn't turn. But the original is right in front of you. And is trying to make another one of its copies.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Aramis, now your turn, buddy.
Alrighty then. Go ahead, target. And we'll go ahead and go for a short sword.
Okay.
Or not, apparently. Well, 11.
11. You go ahead and you quickly switch weapons. And as you do, it kind of gets blocked by the person right next to you who's just trying to scramble and get away from this creature. Anything else for a bonus?
I don't have anything else. That's it.
All right. Gonna end your turn. It is going to be the little guy's turn. They're going to try to make a save to get out. That's a natural 1. So that's a no.
Hey.
That thing's holding off a lot of them off around the center. This one is going to go ahead and attack this little guy here. And that was a 3 plus not enough. So it misses as well. And this one's going to go ahead and claw its way or climb up this house, trying to get over towards this side. That's going to be their turn. Hyacinth, you're up.
I'm going to move over here. I'm going to do healing word on whatever the fuck your name is, Vim.
Yes. Oh.
So you get
Appreciate it.
7, and then I can still do a cantrip, right? Or no?
Yeah, you could do an action cantrip.
Wait, then I'm gonna give Calamity guidance again.
Okay, perfect. How does it look like, by the way, when you cast healing word?
I mean, it doesn't really look like it comes from her at all. There's just kind of water droplets starting to form above Vin, starting to kind of form a snowflake, and then it falls on him and like bursts into multiple different flecks of snow and melts into him.
That's so cute.
Nice. So before we get to Vim, I made the mistake of skipping Valoran. I didn't notice that I clicked it twice, I guess. So Valoran, would you please take your turn?
Yeah, sure. I will, seeing my friend get attacked by this thing, I will wild shape into a brown bear as a bonus action. Also fucked up looking, kind of like hollow eyes and like missing patches of fur with pieces of metal protruding, kind of bones coming off of the elbows and that sort of thing.
God, you hear the echo of this bear roar, and it just sounds hollow and mechanical all at once.
And shout out Circle of the Moon, I still have an action. I will come fuck this thing up here.
All right, go for it.
Let me find brown bear stats. I have them up here. I'll make a multi-attack against him. It's a bite and a claw. 23 to hit. The first attack is 7 damage.
7 damage, okay.
Second attack is the claws. 20 to hit.
Yeah, definitely.
16 damage.
Holy shit.
Yeah, brown bears are
Oh.
fucked.
You go ahead and you start digging into this creature. It releases Vim from its grasp. And it just quickly turns towards you, and you quickly slash it across the face. The face where its maw was just gets completely wiped away, like it was brushed away. And you start to see it look haggard and tired, but the face begins to form back up again, the maw and the teeth protruding from the place where it once was.
God
It's still
damn. I will stay right there.
All right. Sounds good.
Thanks for the backup, buddy.
Got you, man.
Bear noises, yes.
Love the bear noises.
All right, Vim, you're up, buddy.
Alrighty. So, okay, first things first. Second wind.
Go for it.
9. Cool. Now, looking at this. Is it worth... Yeah. Yeah, I think it's worth it. So I'm going to go ahead and... He's so hard on me, I'm just going to go ahead and pick off this direction. I know
Okay.
that'll be attacks of opportunity from him, but whatever.
Yeah, it would just be 1.
4, 5.
It rolled 13.
Miss.
Okay.
So I get out of there, and he's still up, you said?
He's still up, yeah.
All right, here we go. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and burn a grip point to put violent shot into this one.
Okay.
Fingers crossed. 13?
13 to hit.
Yeah.
It just misses. It just
It is what
misses.
it is. All right. Well, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do it again. Action search.
Okay. Yeah, go for it, man.
Yeah, let me just mark this off real quick and make another attack roll. I'm gonna... You need to go away. You need to go away. 15 to hit.
15 definitely hits.
All
For
right,
15 points of damage. Vim, how do you take this guy out?
So after he jumps on me and I have that panicked moment of this thing in my face. It's lanced me through my torso. It's chomping onto my shoulder. And I do panic. And out of nowhere, this coolness takes away the burn from the poison I feel coursing through my veins. And the head disappears as a bear takes it out. I run, I turn, I look at it, and it's still formed together. I'm like, no, you go away. Bang.
You fire, and a little bit of light shines from the barrel, and you quickly dispatch this creature. As it falls to the floor, dead, beginning to bubble up again in that black ichor. Would you like to do anything else, sir?
I yell out, stay away from it. Don't touch it. And that was... I'll go ahead and move over here and try to get a little bit closer to everybody else. That's it.
Okay, cool. All right, Ursiri, it's your turn.
All right.
Went supernova, but it worked.
Going to, with my free action, take out a sickle.
Okay.
With my bonus action, I'm going to cast Armor of Agatha. And then I'm going to, with my action, cast Toll the Dead on this one.
Okay. And then you make a save, right?
Yep, 13 wisdom.
What's our wisdom at? Yes, this might be... No, not even close. It's 10 total for the wisdom save.
5 points of damage.
5 points of damage. The same thing described prior just bursts from your hands. Just the tint of green begins to form around this creature, and as it does, the dark hues becomes tinted green as well, kind of like an opalescent. And you start to see it shimmer at a moment and just grabs its head, and it screeches for just a moment as you hit this guy for 5 points of damage.
And then I'm gonna move over here and then end my turn.
All right. As you walk up, the guard is honestly looking terrified and frightened. And it just looks at you and just like, I don't know what to do here. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And it's completely freaking out. And you also look to your right and you see just a tiny little ball of ichor just fiddling around, just chilling at the moment, right next to you.
I tell the guard to leave, and then it's my turn.
All right. Top of the round, it is now the people's turn. Grandma has it in her to try to disengage from this creature and run away towards where Erner is.
There you go, Grandma. You get out of there.
And she's off the map, and so does this pointy-handed guy as well. All the people begin to move, just barely. This guy is just literally hunched up against the wall and just slowly going past this as you guys are fighting this creature. And that's going to be essentially all the people's turns. I'm going to still keep on moving a couple of others, but Erner, you're up.
All right. Okay. I'm trying to think of a scripted way for Brendan to go to bed, but also for Erner to do something before he leaves.
I would say just do something, and then I'll play your character out if anything comes up.
Amazing. All right, I'm gonna just kill the ichor in front of me. I think I'm gonna try.
This little guy right here. Go for it, man.
Yeah. So I'm gonna charge in, and Erner's gonna scream. This is the last of the energy from Brendan, but Erner's got so much energy, and he's just gonna scream out like "For Brynwall!" and then he's gonna charge and make an attack with his halberd. Whoa.
25 definitely hits, and you do take this creature out. These things do not have a lot of hit points.
Amazing. Okay. I'm gonna try and get more into the action here. So I have 60 feet, so 5, 10.
That entangle spell is bonkers for this kind of combat.
Hey.
Oh, nice. Love it. So sorry, the only enemy left is this guy here. Besides
Yeah, one of the bigger threats is definitely going to be this guy right here.
Okay. I'll try and make my way down. So 15. Oh fuck. 55. And I'll just.
They're at disadvantage to hit you because they're restrained, so don't feel like you're in too much danger.
Yeah. You know what? I'll just end the turn here. Erner's a tanky boy. He'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be okay. He'll be okay.
All right, guys.
Brandon, go ahead and go to bed, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
Night.
Good night. Great
Night.
session.
Brandon. Thank you.
Bye.
Good night.
Good luck. And then we're gonna go to Calamity's turn.
Calamity looks extremely frustrated with herself. Very, very irritated that everything she's doing isn't hitting. Hyacinth behind her definitely see two very big antennae like against her neck trying to calm her down. And she's going to do poison spray again at these guys. So 21 hits the three of them?
Yeah. 4, including Erner.
Oh, fuck. I forgot about Erner.
That's okay. He's a tanky boy. I would say it makes sense. Calamity's pissed off in this moment. She doesn't care.
Yeah. She did 11 damage.
Fair. Yeah.
Yikes. Okay. How does this look like as you destroy all 4 of these?
So in her frustration, she just kind of looks at her hands, and anybody who looking at her can see her physically start to twitch, like she doesn't have control of her body before it stops. And then she just brings both her hands to her lips and opens her mouth, pulls something out of her mouth, and as she pulls it out, it's a flower. And with the flower, she puts her lips to it softly, and as soon as she puts her lips to it, the flower petals burst away, and as they burst, they disintegrate into this powder, a gas, just almost towards all of them, just filling up the 30-foot cone.
And as you do, you start to see the pollen, or this powder, seep into the ichor, and you start to see it begin to boil and bubble. And as it does, you start to see them begin to just turn into liquid and turning into a bright white instead. You also see, as you finish this move, there's a guy behind you kind of using both you and Hyacinth as cover. You kind of turn around quickly at a moment, and you still have that angry expression on your face. And after just doing that, he's just looking at you. He's like, ah! And then he just tries to run away.
Amazing. Calamity she doesn't even roll her eyes or react. She just turns back. She's just like, I'll kill him. Kill him. She's mad.
It's funny because the first thing in my notes under Calamity's name is fun scary.
I'm excited to flavor her.
All right. Adamus, it is now your turn, sir.
Oh boy. Let's see if my luck changes.
Valoran, you're up next.
We're gonna go for another short sword at this point on the same guy.
Mm-hmm.
14?
14 hits.
Carve him up.
But
That's
still,
fine.
5 points of damage. You go ahead and slice into this creature, and as you do, you see the black ichor on your blade begin to try to take hold of the blade itself, but quickly falls off. Anything else, sir?
I can't do anything else. Move on.
Okay. Valoran, you're up next, buddy. Hyacinth, you're on deck.
Big bear coming through.
Yeah, I will go attack the nearest thing. Where the fuck is
There's a thing over here, and then the big guy down here.
Yeah, I forgot about that little guy. He's gonna go next if he survives this onslaught.
But they go before me, yeah?
Yeah, but you could go ahead and go.
No,
No.
I tapped out a roll 20, so I need 2 seconds anyway.
Okay, well, this guy is gonna go attack Osiris since he walked up right next to him. Ooh, that's a 17 on the die plus stuff. 3.
That probably
So
hits.
I would say he gets in front of you, and you see this little creature just latch onto Osiris, and at the spot that it's at, it begins to deteriorate your robes and burn your skin.
Well, it takes 10 points of damage, and how much do I take?
Oh my god, it does.
Oh yeah.
Let's
Oh,
go. So you take 2 points of piercing damage, but I also need you to make a con save. DC 13. Ooh. Okay. So you take 2 points of piercing damage as it embeds its claws, and then once it begins to burn, you take 10 points of poison damage that begins to seep into your skin. But how much damage does it take? 10. As it begins to hurt you, what does like essentially your armor of Agathis look like? How does it portray? Is it just like the flames begin to envelop you or anything like that?
Yeah, I like that.
You start to see the flames from your lantern whisk out of it and begin to shroud you in a flame of like very thin embers, and it quickly burns this little creature off of you.
Lashes out at it.
All right, Valoran, it's your turn, buddy.
Oh yeah. Wait, so what's still alive? Is it just this one guy?
It's just a big guy right now. Yeah.
All right. I will drop concentration on the vines so the people can get out, and then
There's just Erner.
just
Everybody else is
so
dead.
you can get out. 40 feet of bear movement. Run over
Jesus.
here and multi-attack this guy.
Go
Has he been
for it.
hit already?
Yeah, he's been hit. Yeah, he's
Alright.
definitely been hit.
1d20 plus. Okay. 12.
12 does not hit this guy.
You son of a bitch. Alright. Let's go for the claws. Same thing. 22.
Definitely hits. Definitely hits. Definitely hits.
Alright, there we go. 8 damage.
Was this a claw attack or a bite attack?
Claw.
Claw attack, same thing. You slash at this creature, and it moves, and you slash its arm or where its shoulder is, and you see the arm just fall off onto the floor, but it's not regenerating as it once was before.
Alright. Progress. Yep, I'll just stay right there.
All right, Hyacinth, you're up.
All right. Who was it that got hurt just now? Well, he's not here, so it doesn't matter.
I mean,
It
everybody.
was Osiri. I would say that you saw as this battle's fighting, you start to see main people who are in this fight helping you out, and one of them is Osiri over here, who has taken some damage.
Okay, cool. We're gonna heal him real quick,
For 10 points.
and then we're going to give her sister guidance again.
Okay. Solid. You're gonna stay right there?
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. Vim, you are up, buddy.
We'll make this pretty simple. I'm just gonna shoot at the guy.
Go for it.
Damage, big damage.
13. You go ahead, you fire, and you honestly, following Valoran, you shoot off the other arm, and it just plops to the floor. And it just dissolves into a liquid of black ichor. And I would say, Osiri, you see an older gentleman with strange mechanical weaponry that seems like just mini cannons on his hands. And you notice the light in your lantern begin to flicker in this person's direction. Anything else, Vim?
Nope, that seems to be it. End turn.
Osiri, you're up.
That mother's still up. I'm gonna just Eldritch Blast him.
Barely. He's missing like both arms at this point.
Yeah, he's just gonna be delving deep into that.
Oh, I just rolled damage.
Yeah.
Oof.
1.
We've had some rough rolls tonight.
Yeah, honestly, for a set, this is how the game's gonna be, you guys. I'm sorry. We need to stop.
Hey,
Roll
get in the
20's
bad
rigged.
rolls.
I'm calling it now.
You fired this Eldritch Blast, but it's kind of hard to admit, but you kind of got distracted by the flicker of the movement of this flame inside your lantern directed towards someone else.
That's not even hard to admit. I've been waiting for this for 2 years, baby.
Yeah. All right, Erner. Dude, how funny would it be if I killed my own guy? He runs up in front of Calamity and Hyacinth. I need his character sheet up.
Pretty sure you're going to, because he can't have that much health left.
Well, he can still miss.
That's true.
I am now Earner, you guys, with a halberd.
Nice.
He's got a pretty high bonus to his attack.
Or a
Yeah,
15 to
+6.
hit.
Yeah.
13 points of damage. You see Earner just run in and pierce this creature in the center of the body, and you just see the body disperse off into the side and quickly collect itself back together again, but barely by threads.
Oh, man.
And that's going to be for Earner's turn. Calamity, you are up.
Just like, flick him in the forehead or something. Just knock him down.
I'm gonna do something that I think would look cool, but might not be enough to kill him, and I'm probably not even gonna hit. Calamity is going to angrily walk over here, but she's walking over here very, very like, I'm a noble woman, get the fuck out of my way. Like, she's mad, she's irritated. This whole situation has her pissed off. And almost out of thin air, like from the palm of her hand, a like bubbling poisonous thing starts to form, and it just gets bigger, but as it gets bigger, it stops going up and it starts going sideways, and it slowly forms into a scythe, and she attacks.
I do flanking roll, so you get advantage if anything.
Well, it's
Nice.
a 21.
Roll
That
fish for
crit
that crit.
You
Yeah.
ain't got a fish.
Go fishing.
Oh my god, it was on the 20 and then it moved to the 8. I'm so mad. I was so excited. Well,
You still got a
anyway,
21 to hit. Roll
a
damage.
21.
And
Come on.
I'm just gonna write down how many more points it has.
Done
Because
yet?
the guidance doesn't go to my attack, right?
No, just the
No.
damage. Or just
Damn.
just 2 attack.
But I do get to add something to this, don't I? Because of Calamity's poison.
Yes, you do.
So what do I add? I want to know before I make this, so I know what I need to get. Like, is it a D4, D6? I don't remember what.
It's a
you said.
D4.
It's a D4.
It's a
okay.
D4 for now, yeah.
Ooh, nice.
So 12 poison damage.
I don't know if you can see that.
Damn.
Left.
Ruined.
So how do you take this guy down?
So after this scythe bubbles and forms into her hand, she is very anime stereotypically walking up with it behind her, and as it begins to form, it starts to get longer than it can be to not be scraping on the ground, and as soon as it solidifies, you just hear, you think it would sound like metal against the cobblestone, but it actually sounds like if you were to take a giant slab of wet meat and were dragging it across a meat grinder.
Ooh.
Before she lifts it up, and she just does one-handed, one fell swoop with the swipe across the guy, starting from his upper shoulder down his torso, and he gets cut.
You go ahead and slice down on this creature, and you see it face disgusting and horrific, and you just hear this belting scream as it echoes everywhere, and it just begins to disperse as the blade begins to cut across, bubble and curdling until it falls to the floor and that's the end of combat, as everything here is dead. Completely dead. Bonzo. As this combat finishes, people are still dispersing from the town center. And you guys finally get a moment to breathe. Vin, you begin walking towards your group, the brown bear, your companion, as he jumps into the fray. And Osiri, you see the flames flicker towards Vim. And as he begins to walk, you see the flames just following.
I would immediately run over to him and be like, Sir, can I have to ask you something. It's of utmost importance.
Looking, I clock him, and then I look around at the ichor and dead bodies, and like this angry woman with a scythe who seems like she's 12, who for a second felt like she was like 12 feet tall with her anger. Yeah. Now? Okay.
Yes, it's of utmost importance. You see, I'm on I guess you could call it a pilgrimage of sorts for my patron, and I've been here for 2 years, and I know it sounds weird, but I know I have to follow you with your travels for the next part of my journey. And I need to read these poor people their rights. But after that, I can go and I can do whatever you help with whatever you need. As you can see, I'm a formidable fighter, and I can make salves out of herbs.
Okay. Pardon. This has been a really packed full, like, 30 seconds. Let's clean this up, and we can talk about this later. You're on a... We'll talk about this after you get done doing what you have to do. I'm not going anywhere.
Absolutely. What are you staying in a tavern or nearby at all?
We haven't made arrangements yet. I kind of look over at the mug that's sitting on the ground, just spilled over where I dropped it. My first drink back on land was interrupted. Haven't gotten that far. Yeah, we can just... Yeah, I'll be over here in... What was it? The Broad Chicken?
The thick chicken.
The broad chicken. The broad chicken. I'll be over here in the chicken.
And I said, thank you. And I kind of scurry off in the directions of the bodies to go read a prayer over each one.
You begin to do so.
Yeah, I watch him, kind of wander off. And I take a moment and kind of collect myself, and then turn to my left, where there's... I don't know if you're still a bear or not. I don't know if you want to just hang out as a bear. I mean, I would want to, because that's cool as fuck. But, yeah, I would walk over there to the mess, and after my encounter with Wayne, I think I would have been carrying a couple of empty, just glass vials, just real small. And I would try to collect some of this ichor.
You do. You collect some of the ichor and the same. You put it in a little satchel that you have with the same black vials and stuff.
I will definitely drop the bear wild shape and kind of awkwardly put the hood on and look at who's next to me. Calamity and Hyacinth be like, okay, yeah, very cool. Nice to meet you. I must leave now, and just put on the hood and start walking away as quickly as possible. And try and find homeboy. Where is he? Where's Vim? Oh, you're here.
I'm right next to you.
He walked up towards you guys.
Yeah, I will awkwardly try and walk this way, realize he's right next to me, and then just immediately walk back and stand there.
Nice, perfect.
As this happened, Aramis, I see you moved over to the creature, the original.
Yeah, Aramis currently does not care right now for any sort of like interaction. He's more of like, I need to figure out what this is immediately, because I think he's very like that connecting it with what he encountered with Erner before.
You could go ahead and make me either a nature or medicine check for me if you'd like.
Okay. Oh, I got a 20. 30, 20.
Nice. Okay, so with the 20, strangely enough, you don't sense a connection with the things that you have going on with Erner, but you do notice the texture of this thing, this black ichor, and it kind of reminds you of something of home, which is startling.
I need to do a check for that, for like something from home, possibly? To kind of look through.
I would say
Or-
with the 20, I'll say we'll hold on with that 20, but it's gonna take a
Yeah.
little bit of time to get to it, like
That's
to
fine.
really connect the dots on that one.
Yeah.
But as you're searching this body of just black ooze on the floor, you see Rovan kind of like silently stepping up towards you, bags, like his arms are filled with bags. He's just like, well, you guys did a great job, but I guess this works out even better for an explanation later. And you see him dig his hand inside the ooze, and he picks something out of it, and he starts walking towards the group.
Excuse me, who are you and what is going on? Thank you for the backup, by the way. And I look at the two girls. Thank you for the backup, by the way. That helped a lot. What? Who? Why? Huh? Nobody. Okay.
Rovan walks up at this moment, and he just looks towards you all. It's like towards Erner, towards Hyacinth and Calamity. Wow, you guys did absolutely amazing. Didn't think this was gonna happen here, but well, this is not the first occurrence that this has happened. So it is strange bits of fate, I guess you could say. And he looks towards you, Vim. Oh, I've been waiting for you as well. You're gonna follow us later on, okay?
You know Geo. Okay.
No, Geo, no, I don't know Geo at all. But I do know that you know this. And you see his hands covered in the dark ichor, and you see a card familiar to you between his fingers, drenched in that black ichor.
His demeanor entirely changes. His back stiffens up. Yeah. No more questions. He just, boom. Okay.
Right. And he gets your coat, slips the card into your coat, and he pushes a couple of the bags that he has in his hands onto you. Make sure you take care of those, or else she'll be very upset.
Oh, I hope you have a bed for me to stay in, at least, if I've got to carry this stuff.
Oh, we got lodgings for you all. And he looks towards Valoran. You, though. You, I do not have any records of.
He's with me.
Is he now? Interesting.
I said so yeah.
More of
Very
a study
interesting.
abroad program, I suppose. We're figuring it out.
Right. I'll believe you for now. I'm convinced. Okay. You're more than welcome to come along. And Osiri, you begin to make your rounds, and you finally get to the group with Vim, taking care of these bodies over here on this side. And as you get closer, you start to see the flame in your lantern split into 6, each directing to every person in this party.
I just kind of go silent and staring at my lantern. I don't know if anyone is actually paying attention to me, but it's just like
I don't know, I'll ask you, DM,
crazy thoughts going through my head.
with a passive perception of 18, do I notice?
Yes, you do. And so does Aramis if he's there.
Yes.
What about a 16?
16? I'll allow it.
Yay!
Okay.
You start to notice this as everybody's gathered together here. Rovan looks towards the girls. You two did fantastic. I'm sorry I couldn't help. I was too busy getting something for the missus. I hope you understand. She likes her things, let's just say.
It's no problem. I suppose. She looks like she's saying that through gritted teeth. She's very upset.
Yeah. Rovan just smiles. Great. And I promise, they're looking towards Hyacinth. I promise there will be suites wherever we're going, and a bed to rest on for all your companions. It is the least we can do. I'm sure she should be done by now, if anything. So, are you all ready to take a leap of faith and join me in what's could possibly be Something that'll lead you to the right direction. Does a side glance towards Osiri.
I mean, you already handed me, and I hold up the bundle. I guess I'm in.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll go too.
Valoran, what do you think? Do you want to figure out where the black goo comes from?
I suppose so, if you trust him. This is good enough for me.
I don't trust him at all, but I gotta figure out where this is coming from.
Okay, then we will go.
No offense, whatever your name is.
Well, Hyacinth, do you mind if your big sister is a bit selfish? Can we do this? I want to study this ichor.
I guess. Doesn't seem like there's really anything else to do right now.
Thank you.
And finally, Rovan looks towards Aramis and Erner. Well, Aramis, did we pique your interest? With a smile.
For now.
I'll take
This
that.
is the first time I'm clocking Aramis. So can you describe like the mask, like?
Yeah.
Also,
Okay,
so this is what you would see. So before, with that uncanny valley feeling, like the mask, it looks, it's like made from.
Okay.
You don't know if it's bone or like a stone or something, but it looks like it shouldn't be on this, or like it wouldn't be found in like this realm, basically. Yeah, you would get that basically like if you look directly into his eyes with the mask, you get a deep feeling of that uncanny valley of like it's completely wrong. A lot of his movements as well kind of also give that off a bit, but not as much as looking into that mask. He's looks pretty well composed, stands at a doesn't seem to slouch or anything else like that, but his body kind of seems ready as if to move at like an instant, like it's like a hair trigger, like a spring ready to go.
Yeah, like a lion or a leopard, where it's too smooth. It's too.
Yeah,
I like it. Okay.
Yeah, his weaponry would also probably look a little bit similar too, as well. Like it's definitely not from here, for sure.
All right, dope. That's a hell of an impression to make.
Aramis gives this answer. Erner chimes in, being the loudest one here, obviously. Yeah, you said you were going to give me answers, so I'm going to go and follow. Right? I think that's right. I'm tired.
That was a great impression.
I love
Thank you.
her.
Appreciate
That
that.
was great. That was great.
That is literally.
Clip that. Send it to Brendan.
After Erner makes this statement, Rovan looks pleased and happy. And you guys are kind of in a circle formation right now at the moment. And as ominous as it might seem, Vim, I would say you're the only one who really recognizes this as you kind of look for signs yourself. But you start to see the blood spatter that was made from the creature almost perfectly circle this whole group. And you get a sense of warmth from that image, oddly enough.
Along with that sense of warmth, the sense of unease, knowing that the foot has finally landed on the path.
Rovan smiles. Well then.
All right.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna make a joke. I was just gonna say, all right, I cast Power Word Kill. No, I'm just kidding.
Got him.
Campaign
I definitely
end.
have less than 50 hit points, so...
Hey man, if that ain't a power move, I don't know what is.
I mean, the flame did go in my direction. Destroy him, right? That's what it say. Destroy, burn the thing.
Burn it down. Burn it to the ground.
Burn it down. But Rovan smiles, claps his hands. Well then, let's go ahead and get to the ship and start this little meeting of ours. I can't wait for you all to hear what we have to say. Ready? And he begins to walk down the alleyway as people are still running and screaming around town havoc being made all around you, but nonetheless, you guys have been granted a moment of direction and guidance that, unfortunately, kind of hard not to follow.
Calamity follows, no hesitation. She's
Hyacinth
immediately-
goes
Oh yeah,
with her.
I'm carrying like I'm imagining like I've got like a bundle and I'm just like waddling behind him a little bit.
100%.
Like it's a little bit heavy. It's definitely weighing him down.
There's not even like a second. So as soon as he started coming towards where she is, because I'm assuming down the alley she's standing in, right? Right here?
Yeah.
Like this way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So as soon as he is past her, she is turning. Like as he passes, she turns in like perfect sync. And she's not even behind him. She is side to side. That's how no hesitation at all.
You simply walk in sync with him as he begins to walk forward, looking dead ahead with a smile, with his one red eye. And the rest of you begin to follow. Our camera kind of pans up towards the evening sky as it begins to get darker in the evening. Not knowing what lies ahead, but the promises of answers guides your every step. And with that, that's the end of tonight's session, you guys.
GG.
Very well done, everybody. I loved
Session
it.
1 in the bag.